Before we jump into the episode today, I want to share something with you from my heart. First of all, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I really can't tell you how much your support means to me. We've been doing the podcast now for almost 4 years. I can't even believe it. And I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you that listens, shares an episode with your friends, sends me a DM or a text message letting me know how an episode resonated with you or any aha moments. Seriously, I couldn't be more grateful to be able to create this podcast. It has been such a blessing in my life, and I love hearing the ways it's been able to provide value in yours as well. One thing you might not know is how much work it takes to be consistent with a podcast. In fact, did you know that the majority of podcasts don't make it past episode number 10? And we are well beyond that. And it's just a lot thinking of the episodes, recording them, editing them, managing the guests, making sure that everything runs smoothly and gets uploaded consistently and regularly. And so that's why I have created an amazing opportunity for you to support the podcast monetarily. And in exchange for that, you will get exclusive premium subscriber content. So for as little as $3 a month, you can become a premium subscriber of the podcast. And every month I will upload new voice-guided workouts and breathwork meditation audio for you. So that way you can work out with me, coaching you in your ears. You can also take a moment to reduce your stress and relax and come down and ground down with one of my breathwork audios. So if that is on your heart to support the podcast for as little as $3 a month to become a premium podcast subscriber, I can't tell you how much that means to me and the growth of this podcast. I appreciate you. If you're interested, click the link in the description, become a premium podcast subscriber, new content every month, and while supplies last, I'll send you an exclusive podcast coffee mug so you can have your self-love and sweat coffee every morning. I appreciate you. Now let's get into the show. Welcome to Self-Love and Sweat, the podcast, the place where you'll get inspired to live your life unapologetically, embrace your perfect imperfections, break down barriers, and do what sets your soul on fire. I'm your host, Lunden Souza. Hey friend, it's me, Lunden Souza, online lifestyle transformation coach. I help people all over the world just like you who know they are meant for more, get their mind right and their body tight, and go from crazy busy to crazy happy. And hey, if it's our first time meeting, welcome. So happy to have you. And if you've been with us for a while, it's so great that you're here too. I'm really excited to share this episode of the Self-Love and Sweat podcast with you. Today, we are talking about working out and 5 components to an amazing workout routine that sticks. Okay, you guys ask me a lot about my workout routine and how I've been able to be consistent with my training over the last 13 years. And these 5 components are not going to be goal specific. So I'm not going to tell you what workouts to do when and how many repetitions for muscle gain and gaining weight, losing weight. I'm going to talk to you guys about components that matter over the long term that will help you be consistent because that's what matters. Okay. So there are plenty of training plans on the internet that you can find even for free that will tell you, how to gain muscle and how to gain weight or how to lose weight and how to build bigger shoulders or biceps or glutes or things like that. And we can talk a little tiny bit about that today, but I overall want to talk to you guys about workout components or components to a workout routine that are going to help you be in it for the long term. That's what I want to talk to you guys about because that's what's important. So many people start and stop and start over and stop and start and stop and start and stop. With these 5 components, it's my goal that you will never, ever, ever have to, air quotes, start over again. I don't want you to see it as starting over. I want you to see it as a part of your life. And that's really, really what it is. And even if you take a week break or something happens and you find yourself off track or whatever, I really want you to see it as that it's all part of the journey. And it's not that, oh my gosh, I, didn't work out for a week, or I stopped this, or I ate this bad, so now I have to start all over. Or some people think, oh, just because I missed a few days, now I need to not work out for a month, or just because I had one bad meal, now I'm going to eat everything in sight until my stomach explodes, and then I'm going to start over on Monday. I want these components to be in your brain no matter what your fitness goal is. Okay, these have helped me so much be super consistent. And trust me, I've gone through all the phases where I thought I had to have a super rigid workout routine in order to get in shape. I thought I had to be super perfect and regimented and rigid, and I had to eat this way and work out this way and do all the things. And now, while there is science to a lot of those results, that's cool. But what works for me is that consistency over the long term. And these 5 components have been critical in my life and in the lives of my clients. And so here we go. Let's get into these 5 components. Number 1, move your body every single day. Now, that doesn't mean do a super hard, intense HIIT workout, weight training, powerlifting workout, for 2 hours every single day. I just said move your body every single day. Intentional movement, okay? I talked about this in my episode on the morning routine of one of the 3 M's being movement. Get your body moving. Do some arm circles. Do some stretching. Dance it out. Move your body. Go for a walk. Seriously, guys, there's so many people out there who wake up in the morning, they barely walk to the bathroom to brush their teeth, get ready, go to work. So maybe they sit in their car, drive to work, or right now a lot of us are working from home. And so sitting in the chair, working from home, then coming home at the end of the day and being so exhausted from the whole day that we plop ourselves on the couch and, basically go through the whole day without moving much at all. So I always move my body every single day. Now, you might be like, oh yeah, Lunden, I moved too. I walked, to the kitchen or walked to the bathroom or went downstairs to go get the mail or something like that. I mean intentional movement where you are actively moving your body in a way that's going to get your heart rate up just a little bit, that you're really going to say, hey, this is not just me mindlessly moving like robot status in autopilot, going to get the mail, doing the dishes, doing those things. Well, that is going to be important. I'm talking about moving your body every single day for like 10, 15 minutes, sometimes even longer. This can be your workout as well. So if you're like, okay, I'm going to commit to 5 workout days per week, for example, or maybe 3 or 4. And then the other days I'm just going to get moving, whether it's dancing, going outside for a walk, a bike ride, doing some stretching, just doing intentional movement with your body every single day. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay? This doesn't mean lifting a ton of weights or all this type of thing every single day. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean. Move your body, okay? Get up off the couch, move your body. Even if it's your rest day and you're like, it's Sunday, this is the day that I just chill and I want to watch a movie and I want to do a face mask and I want to paint my nails or do whatever else you want to get done. Self-care wise, but just get your body moving on a regular basis. Get some of that stagnant energy out. I always think of like a pond, when you see a pond where the water doesn't really move that much and it gets kind of that film on top of the water. And that's how I feel when I don't move my body every single day.
I feel like a stagnant pond. Even if I'm just like, okay, I'm going to move my ankles, make some circles with my ankles, make some circles with my wrists, do some head rolls, move my hips a little bit, roll my shoulders, 10 minutes of just moving. And most of the time, if it's not a workout, I put on music and I'm kind of dancing around. That's usually like what I'm doing for me personally. So whatever that looks like for you, moving your body every single day. Number 2, knowing the difference and also the impact of NEAT and EAT. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and EAT stands for exercise activity thermogenesis. Okay, so EAT, exercise activity thermogenesis, that's your workout. Okay, it has nothing to do with food, even though the word is EAT or the acronym is EAT. It is your workout. That's your time in the gym or doing body weight training or your yoga class or your dance routine, fitness, your cardio kickboxing, your weight training, whatever that might look like for you. That's your workout, okay? But at the same time, just doing 40 minutes or 60 minutes of a workout 3 to 5 days a week, and then the rest of that time not moving your body is not balance, right? You can't just sit at your office desk or wherever, your desk at home, for 6 to 8, 9 hours per day and say like, okay, well, I got in, my 45 minutes of working out per day. That should balance it out. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That's why NEAT plays an important role. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. In fact, NEAT is responsible for over 80% of your metabolism. So moving your body throughout the day, getting up, periodically from your desk, going for a walk around, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, doing the dishes, dancing around, gardening, cleaning around the house, all the non-exercise activity movement that your body is doing is important. So doing both and understanding both. Maybe this is the first time you ever heard of that. You're like, oh, I didn't even think about all the other movement I was doing throughout the day, which for a lot of us is not that much. And we think, okay, yeah, I did my workout for the day, so that's fine. Some people do their workout. They wake up in the morning early. They do their workout in the morning. And then the rest of the day, they're just sitting at their desk doing their work or whatever it might be. Not, some people have active jobs, but not everybody. For the majority, we have, pretty sedentary jobs and lifestyles. And so making sure that you understand your body needs both. Your body needs both for results over the long term and to keep those results. Sometimes people are like, oh, I'm working out 5 days a week, but I'm not losing weight or I've kind of plateaued. And I'm like, okay, well, how much are you moving throughout the day? Okay, yeah, I do my workout. It's 45 minutes in the morning. And then I go to work, but then they go to work or they're sitting most of the day. Then they come home, like I said before, sitting on the couch because you're so exhausted. And it's just important that you understand both NEAT and EAT and their importance, both of their importance in your workout routine. Okay. So when I'm sitting, I work from home all the time anyways. So I always set my alarm for like an hour. When I sit down and I know, okay, I'm going to work on something for an hour, my alarm goes off. I get up, I do some arm circles. I reach for my toes a little bit. I roll my shoulders back. I kind of sway side to side, grab some water, use the bathroom, and then come back and sit, to conquer that next task, right? So just understanding the difference there. Okay, that was number 2. Number 3, the third component to an amazing workout routine that sticks. Don't train the same muscle group on consecutive days. What I see or hear from a lot of people is they're like, oh, I want, a stronger butt. I've been squatting and doing lunges every single day. I've been working my butt every single day. Or I wanted to get rid of the jiggle on the back of my arms. So I've been doing push-ups and triceps dips every single day. And this, first of all, is going to make those muscle groups really, really tired, really, really exhausted, and it's not going to give them time to repair. So the magic doesn't happen during the workout. The magic happens during the reparation, during that repair phase. When your muscles are training, they get these micro tears in our muscle fibers. And then when we recover, so when we kind of take a break and then we use, our good quality nutrition to repair those muscles, that's where that magic happens. That's where you're going to see that the strengthening of those muscles or the more the definition in those muscles. That's where that's going to happen. Okay, so I feel like people get so caught up in like, oh, I want a nicer, rounder butt. So I'm doing squats and lunges and kickbacks and all the things. And after, a week, my butt's sore. And so I'm just going to sit on my butt and never get back up off of it. Like I kind of chuckle, but I mean, it's real. Like that's something that happens. I get a lot of messages all the time on social media, all the time. And for lack of, better explanation, training the same muscle group on consecutive days, my thumbs sometimes hurt. My hands sometimes hurt because I'm writing back to every single one of you all the time. And that's like the same muscles working over and over and over again. Bad example, but I'm just thinking about, all the messages I get from people are like, oh, I wanted to get great abs. So I'm like crunching every single day, all day. And that's what I'm doing all the time. So it's just really important to know that if you train a certain muscle group, give it at least 48 hours rest before you're doing it again. On top of that, you don't want to just spot train a muscle. In fact, you can't. You really have to train your whole entire body, and then you'll be able to kind of burn fat all over. Sometimes people say, oh, I want to get rid of my muffin top or the fat on the backs of my arms. And so they're just targeting those, little muscles. That's not getting them those results that they want. So make sure that okay, you can't spot train something. So don't train the same muscle group over and over and over again, expecting to get better results. Okay. On that same point, let's say you're working on stronger glutes or stronger shoulders. You can hit that same muscle group 2 days a week, but just don't do it on consecutive days. Do it on like Monday and Thursday, for example. Give adequate rest there. So building a training plan based on your goals is super important and is totally doable, but don't expect to just get the results that you want by targeting a muscle group over and over and over and over. Really, when I've stopped thinking about what I want to kind of fix on my body physically and just training my body overall in this total body way is when I have gotten the best results and is how I've gotten the best results over time. Number 4. Variety makes it fun and not boring, and that leads to consistency. It's not always the case that we love to work out. I mean, I love to work out. I can just say it. Like, I love it. I love the way that it makes me feel. I love sweating. I love trying a lot of different things. But at the same time, you should like what you're doing. Some people say like, oh, I want to go to the gym, but I just don't like it. Well, there's a lot of things that you can do. You don't always just have to be at the gym. You can do weight training at the gym, but you can also do body weight training at home. You can do HIIT workouts on YouTube. You can go to yoga. You can do dance fitness, kickboxing, swimming, biking, hiking. Like there's so many different things that you can do. And what I've found is that while I think a lot of those are fun, the variety throughout my schedule is what has kept me very consistent. So I love lifting weights, but I also love body weight training and doing HIIT workouts with my own body weight. I also love yoga and I love hiking and I love running and swimming and cardio kickboxing. And I do a variety of that every single week. And I have been consistent over the last 13 years. And I really feel like it's because of that variety and because of trying new things and because of understanding that it's consistency over the long term. And that's really going to, that's really going to get me closer to my goals on a consistent basis that, really makes the biggest difference. And for me, I love variety. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to have, ton of variety. Maybe you're like, I really love lifting weights and I really love yoga and walking. And I'm going to do a variety of all 3 of those because that gives me enough strength and intensity in my workout. It gives me something to kind of restore and stretch and calm down. And then it also gives me, a way to clear my mind and enjoy the fresh air and be outside and things like that. So understanding that variety makes it fun and not boring and helps you be consistent. And also striving for variety allows you to try new things and figure out what you do like, because there's always new cool stuff coming out, There wasn't always, a huge variety of workouts and styles when I first started, or let's say I didn't know about all of them. I always started out in the gym and I was doing a lot of weights and a lot of machines and things like that, and a lot of plyometrics. So like jumping, explosive exercises using my own body weight. And in the beginning, that's kind of all I knew. And then I was like, I'm going to try, more swimming. Oh, I'm going to try, Zumba. I'm going to try some cardio kickboxing. I'm going to try this out. And so really expanding your horizons, if you will, and trying out new things to test your coordination and to challenge your muscles in new ways makes things a lot more fun. And then you can say, wow, I never would have thought that would be fun. I never thought I would be good at that. Or maybe you're like, I'm going to be great at that. And then you go out there and you're like, I need a little bit more work on that. And even if you figure out like, I thought I would like that and I really don't, that's also cool too, right? Just getting out of your comfort zone and trying that variety is so awesome. And it just challenges your body in new ways and just gets you, just kind of gets you thinking about other things too. I know when I try a new style of workout, I'm like not even thinking about working out. I'm just trying to stay focused and on point and making sure that my foot's moving where it should be, or that my, the weights are where they should be, or things like that. But I think that variety is just, I can honestly say that variety is my major key to how I've been consistent over the long term, because I'm always trying new things, always challenging my body in new ways, and it just makes things more fun. And when something new comes out, I'm like, I want to try that. Let me see how that works. And sometimes I like it, and sometimes I'm like, that's not for me. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it every now and then, but it's not going to be something that like sticks in my workout routine. And that's cool too. At least right? And the last component is really, really, and this is something that takes some time for sure. For sure takes some time. But understanding that it's better to work out based on how it makes you feel and because you love your body, instead of because you want to look a certain way, or because you hate this part of your body, or this part's jiggly, or this is not tone enough. Working out based on how it makes me feel is magic, has been a game changer, because I can honestly say that after every single workout, no matter how I felt before, no matter if I was tired or frustrated or stressed or, sometimes feeling great too, coming into my workout, super excited about it too. That happens now more often than not, just because I know the outcome. I know that after a workout, I feel freaking fantastic. If I get a good sweat in, when I, even if I'm not super sweaty, but I'm working on my flexibility or my balance a lot. Anytime I move my body, anytime I do a workout, I always feel better afterwards. Even if I come into my workout feeling amazing and I'm ready to rock it, there's no way I could feel any better than I do right now, I still feel better afterwards, because moving your body generates energy. Moving your body helps those emotions, stay in motion. I really feel like, if I was just to sit at my, in my apartment or on the couch or in bed or something like that, and just let that stress get to me, I feel like it has before in my body too. It gets stagnant. If I'm going through a struggle or a tough time and I just am like sitting and kind of marinating in it, I'll notice that my hip starts to hurt, or my low back, or I have some tension in my upper, in my traps, the upper part of my back and my neck area, or my knee will get some pain, and I'm a firm believer that a lot of those emotions can store in our bodies and just kind of hang out in there if we don't work them out, and we don't, shake them out a little bit. And so really really honing in on the fact that, we're all going to get older at some point. Our skin's not always going to be super tight and lifted, and we're going to get wrinkles, and our skin is going to sag, and we're going to get older. Like that's part of life, So trying to always, work out in a way like based on what your body looks like is just not sustainable long term. I really see it as, hey, I am working my physical body because this is how I execute my purpose. If I don't stay healthy in my physical body and stay strong in my physical body, then I'm not going to be strong emotionally for me personally. I'm not going to be able to serve in a way that I want to and that I'm proud of. Staying physically strong and breaking down barriers in a workout transcends into so many other areas of our lives. When I break through a tough workout, I'm like, yes, I'm ready, to break through that barrier maybe in business, or have that tough conversation maybe in my relationship or with a coworker or something like this. There's really so many deeper meanings in fitness and movement than just what it makes you look like. Because in the end, things are always changing in terms of like what's in style, a big butt, small waist, curves, this, that. Like we can never keep up with what we're supposed to look like, right? Or whatever the media says we're supposed to look like at this time. And I just think it's so important to focus on what it makes us feel like. So those are the 5 components to an amazing workout routine that sticks. Committing to move your body every single day. Intentional movement doesn't need to be intense, but it needs to be intentional. Number 2, knowing the difference between NEAT and EAT. Number 3, not needing to beat up the same muscle group on consecutive days just because that's what we want to focus on. Really understanding that full body component to training. Number 4, variety makes it fun, and trying new things makes it fun. And number 5, the most important in my opinion, is working out based on how it makes you feel, not what it makes you look like. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Self-Love and Sweat, the podcast. Hey, do me a favor. Wherever you're listening to this podcast, give us a review. This really helps a lot. And share this with a friend. I'm only one person, and with your help, we can really spread the message of self-love and sweat and change more lives all around the world. I'm Lunden Souza, reminding you that you deserve a life full of passion, presence, and purpose, fueled by self-love and sweat. This podcast is a Hit Spot Austria production.